How do we stop the cycle of self-destructive behavior that keeps us from living the life we truly want? We all have moments where we sabotage ourselves, whether through bad habits, negative thinking, or destructive relationships. The ancient Stoic philosophers handed down powerful, timeless wisdom that can help us break free from these patterns. Lesson 1. Self-awareness. Know yourself. The foundation of any real change begins with self-awareness. As the philosopher Epictetus teaches, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. The first step to ending self-destructive behavior is knowing ourselves, truly seeing the ways we sabotage our own progress. But this is easier said than done. Often we are caught in a fog of emotion, acting impulsively without fully understanding why. Stoicism teaches us to step back and observe our thoughts and actions from a place of calm detachment. The goal here is not to judge ourselves harshly, but to gain insight. The practice of self-awareness allows us to see patterns. Perhaps we procrastinate out of fear of failure or seek comfort in unhealthy habits because we're trying to escape discomfort. Seneca also emphasized the importance of self-awareness, saying, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable, and when it is so, everything else is unconquerable." This reminds us that true strength comes from mastering our internal world, which requires knowing it first. Take time each day to reflect on your actions and emotions. At the end of the day, journal about moments where you felt frustrated, angry, or sad. What was the root cause? Where did you fall into destructive patterns? Gently begin to identify these triggers without self-judgment. Lesson 2. Embrace rational thinking. Reason over emotion. The Stoics believed that reason should always guide our actions, not emotions. Seneca said, "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable." Many of us fall into self-destructive behavior because we are overwhelmed by emotion, fear, anger, guilt, or sadness. These emotions cloud our judgment, and we react impulsively, often doing harm to ourselves in the process. What Stoicism teaches us is that we can train ourselves to pause and question these emotions. Rather than immediately giving in to the negative feelings, we can ask ourselves, is this emotion justified? Is it grounded in reality, or is it a product of my imagination? The more we question our emotions and approach life rationally, the more control we have over our actions. Marcus Aurelius also emphasized the importance of rational thinking. Writing in Meditations, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This aligns with the idea that when we control our internal response, external circumstances lose their grip on us. In moments of emotional overwhelm, practice pausing and asking yourself, what is driving this feeling? What rational choices do I have in this situation? Over time, this practice will help you respond with wisdom, rather than react impulsively. Lesson 3. Practice temperance. Balance is key. One of the 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism is temperance, or self-control. Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Temperance is the ability to practice moderation in all things, and it's crucial for stopping self-destructive behavior. Whether it's overindulgence in food, procrastination, or unhealthy relationships, a lack of temperance leads us down the path of self-destruction. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from moderation, enjoying life's pleasures without becoming a slave to them. By practicing temperance, we learn to satisfy our needs without overindulging or using them as a crutch to avoid facing our deeper issues. Marcus Aurelius adds that we must be mindful of both extremes in life. If you seek tranquility, do less. This is a reminder that temperance applies not just to indulgence, but also to overextending ourselves, emphasizing the need for balance. Set boundaries for yourself around activities where you feel out of control. Practice moderation in your daily life, whether it's with food, work, or social media. Notice how temperance brings you closer to a sense of peace and self-mastery. Lesson 4. Endure hardship with grace. Stoicism teaches that life is full of challenges, and how we handle these hardships defines our character. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." When faced with adversity, many people turn to self-destructive behaviors as a way to cope. However, the Stoics believed that enduring hardship with grace builds resilience and inner strength. Rather than avoiding discomfort, the Stoics teach us to embrace it as an opportunity for growth. By accepting life's challenges, we become stronger and more capable of handling future difficulties. This mindset shift allows us to break free from the need to escape into destructive habits. Seneca also reflected on enduring hardship, writing, "Fire is the test of gold, adversity of strong men. Hardship refines us, and by embracing it, we grow into our best selves." The next time you face a difficult situation, resist the urge to escape through destructive behavior. Instead, embrace the challenge as an opportunity to grow and strengthen your character. Lesson 5. Detach from the opinions of others. A significant part of self-destructive behavior comes from caring too much about what others think. Epictetus wrote, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." The Stoics believed that worrying about others' opinions leads us away from our true selves and creates unnecessary stress. By practicing detachment from external validation, we free ourselves from the pressure to conform or meet others' expectations. This allows us to make choices based on our values rather than seeking approval. It's liberating to realize that we are in control of our own path, and the opinions of others are irrelevant to our personal growth. Marcus Aurelius reinforced this idea, writing, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This reflection is a reminder that peace comes from within, not from external approval. Whenever you find yourself worrying about what others think, remind yourself that their opinions do not define you. Focus instead on living according to your values, and let go of the need for external validation. Lesson 6. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. At the core of Stoicism is the principle of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't. Epictetus taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." So much of our self-destructive behavior stems from trying to control the uncontrollable. Whether it's obsessing over how others perceive us or attempting to control outcomes we have no power over, we end up in a cycle of frustration and destructive habits. Stoicism invites us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our thoughts, and our responses to the world. Everything else, the opinions of others, external events, falls outside our control. By accepting this, we free ourselves from the endless struggle to manage things that were never ours to control in the first place. Seneca further drives this point home, saying, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We cannot always control external circumstances, but we can choose how we respond, and that choice defines the quality of our life. Write down a list of things you're currently worried about. Divide them into two categories: things you can control and things you cannot. Focus only on what's within your power and practice letting go of the rest. Lesson 7. Memento mori. Remember you will die. The Stoics often reflected on death, not as a morbid exercise, but as a reminder of the fleeting nature of life. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." The awareness of our mortality can help us break the chains of self-destructive behavior. When we truly internalize the fact that life is short, we stop wasting time on behaviors that harm us. We realize that each moment is precious, and we want to make the most of it. Destructive habits lose their appeal when we understand how little time we truly have to live a meaningful life. Seneca also wrote on the shortness of life, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." When we grasp the brevity of life, we no longer wish to waste time on self-sabotage, but instead focus on living fully and purposefully. Reflect daily on your mortality, not as something to fear, but as a way to inspire you to live fully. Use this awareness to guide your decisions and avoid destructive behaviors that rob you of precious time. Lesson 8. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a key element in overcoming self-destructive behavior. Seneca said, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance. Many self-destructive habits, whether it's overeating, excessive spending, or addiction, stem from a sense of lack or dissatisfaction. Gratitude reminds us that we already have enough, and we don't need to seek fulfillment through destructive means. By cultivating a sense of thankfulness, we reduce the urge to engage in behaviors that harm us. Epictetus emphasized gratitude as well, saying, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This perspective helps us see that contentment comes from appreciating what we already possess, not from constantly seeking more. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This practice will help you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, reducing the pull toward destructive habits. Lesson 9. Amor fati. Love your fate. One of the most powerful tools the Stoics offer us is the principle of amor fati, the idea that we should love our fate, including its challenges and hardships. Often, self-destructive behavior stems from resisting reality, from wishing things were different. We get stuck in cycles of self-pity, anger, or bitterness when things don't go our way, and that emotional turmoil leads us to destructive choices. But what if we accepted life as it is? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that rather than resenting our circumstances, we can embrace them. Instead of using self-destructive behavior as a way to escape, we can accept what life offers us and look for the lesson or opportunity within it. Epictetus echoes this concept, teaching, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well." Acceptance of reality helps us find peace rather than fight against what we cannot change. Whenever you feel tempted to engage in destructive behavior, pause and remind yourself, "This moment is part of my journey. What can I learn from this challenge?" Embrace your fate and look for ways to grow from it. Lesson 10. Build a morning routine. Rooted in Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius teaches us to begin each day with purpose. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. A well-structured morning routine sets the tone for the entire day and can be a powerful tool for avoiding self-destructive behaviors. Start your day with Stoic meditation, reflecting on how you want to approach the challenges of the day. Journaling can help you gain clarity on your thoughts and emotions, while quiet moments of gratitude remind you of the abundance in your life. By beginning the day with intention, you create a foundation of peace and purpose, making it easier to resist destructive habits. Seneca adds to this by suggesting, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." This reinforces the importance of a morning practice rooted in mindfulness, helping us face each day with clarity. Design a morning routine that includes Stoic meditation, journaling, and gratitude. Use this routine to ground yourself each day, helping you start from a place of peace and purpose rather than chaos. Overcoming self-destructive behavior is a challenging but deeply rewarding journey. The wisdom of the Stoics offers us a roadmap, showing us how to develop self-awareness, embrace rational thinking, and live with gratitude and purpose. These principles aren't just abstract ideas. They are practical tools you can use in your daily life to break free from old habits and create lasting peace. Remember, each moment offers a choice, and with the teachings of Stoicism, you have the power to choose a better path.